We use this foraging bowl as a weaning device with Tropican as well.
Yes, and it's great for young birds. It doesn't work for the large macaws. They actually are strong enough to flip it over, and then it becomes a lot of work to actually pick up the pebbles and stuff. And of course, we would be using much larger pebbles with these larger species. But yes, this is an excellent tool to use along with the Tropican, the granules, whether we're using this to wean birds or to convert birds. Every morsel that they find, they think they found a hidden treasure. So this is definitely something that we use. Yes.
So cleaning this might not be that obvious. How would you go about doing that?
No. Well, we've tried different techniques to clean the rocks, and the easiest one is to just use a strainer. Normally, if you're using a strainer and we're using small morsels of either granules or seeds, then they go right through it. Of course, if there's a little bit of mealworms left, then you have to pick those out. But using a strainer and then some dish soap on these, and that facilitates it, and we can reuse our rocks more frequently. Now, if this is not an option for your bird, especially if the bird doesn't have any cage time out of the cage, basically, and they're always inside of the cage, then we can also use the corner ferret litter that are sold in the pet trade. And these are available at all pet stores. And these are actually great for either placing some of these foraging rocks or also using some of the foot toys. So replacing the use of this makes it a lot more easy for some of these caretakers to deal with birds that are unfortunately always in the same cage. Again, this is where we would also use the bird bath. Now, the bird bath, we all know, ideally should be offered to the bird every day, but sometimes this is done on alternate days, and some birds actually prefer to be misted. The bird bath, some of them come with a mirror. This is our Hagen cockatiel bath, and it actually hangs perfectly inside of the door of the cage. And this also can be used with rocks, and again, sprinkled with either seed or Tropican granules, and a little bit of clay cow.
So, Josie, we see these elaborate foraging devices in pet stores, but these should not be the first devices that are bought for the companion parrot, right?
Ideally, no, because it can be quite discouraging to the bird and also to the caretaker, and then you just abandon the whole idea. Thank goodness that the hype all over the avian community is about enrichment, and this has brought about now a lot of excitement and a lot of education on the importance of foraging. But foraging needs to be done gradually, and you need to allow your bird to develop the skills, to know what he's actually looking for. And then, again, you need to also show the bird what it is that they must do with a particular toy or with an elaborate foraging device that requires a little bit more skills. Initially, when birds are purchased, there's a lot of costs involved with the new bird exam, with a scale that I would definitely recommend more than an elaborate foraging device. We all know also that foraging devices can be handcrafted with recyclables. There's numerous websites that show you how to do it with fun and safe materials like we also find in our piñatas. And these are not expensive, and birds can learn basic elementary foraging skills. What's really fun about these elaborate foraging devices is they definitely pique the curiosity and allow our very smart birds to actually engage in activities that require more skilled techniques. And so definitely it's a great thing that they were actually put out there. Many of them are in acrylic, dishwasher safe, so that really facilitates the husbandry of these, because once again we've mentioned we don't want to put any fruits in there or anything that spoils. Ideally, these can also be used for some of the higher, more palatable granules such as Tropican, but they must be cleaned thoroughly, and again we must show the birds how to use them, or else it's just discouraging and people just toss it away in the closet and then just say that they've given up on foraging.